Hopefully the audio is fine. This is my series where I'm going to be doing a VOD review every day for the games that are played at Worlds. Today I will be doing a VOD review for the game Cloud9 versus AHQ. Somewhat of a pretty big upset, I guess you could say. A lot of people, myself included, didn't have too much faith in AHQ. I know Clement Chu was actually talking a lot about how he feels like AHQ is overrated in a sense, and that Flash Wolves are underrated. So I wasn't quite sure what to expect, but Cloud9 didn't exactly look the best coming into the World Championships, and there were a lot of reasons to be concerned. So we're going to start the game here. Hopefully the audio's okay. Pick bans already, in my opinion. I don't understand the Rise ban. I didn't follow LMS a lot, but I know that Ziv is a big time carry. But I still feel like you could have thrown a Fiora ban there. Granted, once again, I'm not too informed as to what was being scrimmed. Two jungle bans coming out from C9, which interestingly seems like an attack more towards Cloud9 than AHQ, but it pans out decently for Cloud9. And we see the last ban for AHQ is...
They ended their season so long ago and qualified as the #1 seed. It will definitely be revealing what they decide to do in this champ select.
Lulu, that's right. So, we see here Cloud9 insta-locks Gangplank. I guess you could say that's somewhat to be expected. Gangplank's a really powerful pick right now on 518. Of course, he has been nerfed. The armor shred on his barrel has been dropped by 20%. The base damage has been reduced as well, but he's still a really powerful pick. Has a lot of zoning potential, has a lot of burst damage, really good late game carry. However, they're first picking it for Balls, who has had very lackluster performances coming into Worlds and has been kind of the weak link of Cloud9 this season. So very, I would say, high skill cap champion to play correctly in professional play, but they're apparently confident in Ball's ability to play it. So we go over to AHQ. Fiora and Darius are still up, and Ziv is widely regarded by a lot of people as the actual carry of AHQ. Ziv is very amazing. A lot of eyes are on Ziv at this tournament.
I never seen the guy retreat from a fight. He's always first man in and he stays in there and he keeps fighting.
Traditionally, standing at the end of it as well. AHQ have been incredibly dominant in their region, only dropping 3 games all summer long. You contrast that to Cloud9. It was only 3 series they managed to win all summer long. Maybe it's an overstatement.
And in those 3 series, they dropped more.
AHQ is going to go with the Kalista first pick. It's very weird for Kalista to be up in the East. Typically, Kalista is a 100% ban in the Eastern regions. China and Korea, red side almost exclusively bans Kalista 100%. So, Braum is another very high priority pick in the East. Popped up a lot during AP Ezreal's Rampage, and has stayed since then.
Ziv will TP down, Mountain will gank it, and Westall will roam. So having a strong
they get a very strong bot lane in their first rotation. Don't have to show too much. They have the last pick, which means they can counter pick Balls for Ziv. Now, Cloud9 here. This is a surprise. The casters say it's a surprise for the Morgana. I don't think the Morgana is a big surprise. I mean, honestly, if we look at Lemonation, his champ pool isn't the best. In the regionals, he spent a lot of time playing Karma. A lot of games he tried to default onto Karma in the regionals, and they never worked. And when Lemonation hasn't been playing Karma, he's always favored Morgana as one of his favorite supports. And also, the other support he plays a lot is Braum. Braum's off the table. Lemonation played Braum back before Braum came back into meta. So, with Braum off the table, and of course Karma did not work out for him, I kind of foresaw him defaulting onto this Morgana pick. It's something he's comfortable with. It's something the team plays a lot. The Lee Sin was interesting. Lee Sin is a jungler that is picked to have a lot of prominence at this World Championships due to nerfs of other junglers. But the reason why it's surprising to me for High is he's only played Lee Sin once, and it was a loss, if I remember correctly. He played it in the regionals, I think. And other than that, Lee Sin is a champion that's very, very, very focused on the early game. You have to know your pathing. You have to be able to get leads in your strong lanes. High is not a strong jungler. He's a phenomenal shot caller, but his jungling skill and his pathing has been exploited by lower tier junglers in multiple situations. So this is worrying for me here, but we'll continue on with the pick and ban.
Counter pick, but it's actually very good against it because you can black shield the stun from the Braum.
So it is a little weird to see High playing it. It is a very practiced champion for him. He apparently was playing it a lot in Korean solo queue, but I personally think the bans for Cloud9 were a little weird here. I feel like they could have thrown in a Darius ban or something of the sort. Maybe tried to get the Elise for High. So here on AHQ's side, this is where I feel like they make a very, very, very... They're starting to make a slight mistake. With these two picks here, Darius and Rengar, they're giving Ziv a big advantage. So that's something that I like. Ziv is, as I talked about before, a very, very, very strong top laner. He's actually projected to possibly even move to the LPL next season. That's how widely regarded Ziv is. So getting him a champion like Darius, something tanky that, you know, since they don't really have, I mean, they have the Braum, but Rengar is more than likely not going to get very tanky. But giving him Darius is smart. I might have preferred the Fiora. I figured it would have given him a little bit more of a chance to carry, but the Darius gives him that tankiness too. Ziv was widely regarded as a tank player. I'm going to pause here and talk about Cloud9's picks in a second. Ziv was regarded as a tank player for a lot of his time in the LMS, so it was questioned whether or not he would be able to transition to these tanky carries, these juggernauts, or these straight-up carries such as Gangplank and Fiora. So it makes a little bit more sense to see him on Darius as well. Going over to Cloud9, we see Tristana. Tristana is a pick that's not popular in the eastern regions. It's very, very rarely played in Korea, very rarely played in the LPL, and very rarely played in the LMS. So it's something that you can assume that AHQ doesn't have a lot of practice against. North American teams in general pick this Tristana because North American lane swaps recently, through the regionals and the playoffs, have focused a lot on early tower pressure. The Western lane swap tends to actually end up in towers getting pushed very early, while the Eastern lane swaps, such as Korea, try to extend the laning phase. You don't see fast pushes very often. The other pick, this is an oversight by AHQ, in my opinion. Granted, they were kind of forced into these bans. I don't think the Azir was completely necessary. I've talked before about how I don't feel Azir is too strong on this patch right now after the nerfs and the prominence of assassins slightly coming back. Veigar is something that Incarnation has been playing a lot of in solo queue. You can see it from his stream, from Sneaky's stream. It's something that he's played a lot. We also see a lot of other talent playing Veigar right now because he can take teleport mid. You see Incarnation is already hovering the teleport. Monte Cristo has talked multiple times about how he feels like double teleport is going to be a huge thing in this world stage. So Veigar can take teleport and be perfectly fine in lane, and the most recent buff increases the reliability of his W. He's a very safe laner, he's very strong against traditional mages, and once again he can get away with his teleport. The oversight by AHQ was, like I was saying before, Incarnation plays a lot of this champion, and I feel like they should have at least respect banned it. It might have been an oversight by AHQ, they might not have thought it was worth the ban, they might not have thought that he was going to pull it out, but Vigar has been played a lot by a lot of people recently, and I think this is a sleeper pick at Worlds that we're going to see a lot more of. So we move on to AHQ. So right now, we have Cloud9's team, and it's a pretty good team. We'll talk more about it when AHQ does their last pick. This last pick is where AHQ is going to really solidify the fact that their comp is not very good, in lack of better terms. Now, there's a trap set on this field that's been set since picks and bans were done. AHQ, Westor in particular, will pick Fizz if it is up. He picks Fizz whenever. And in the LMS, there it is. In the LMS, we're going to pause here. In the LMS, whenever Fizz is up, and it's very, very, very rarely up against AHQ Esports, he will pick Fizz. So Cloud9, of course, I can assume, knew that this Fizz pick was going to come in. So, I'm going to turn it. There we go. So, we go on. Let the trading get over with. This is the issue here when we look at both of the comps. I feel like AHQ kind of tunneled on picks that they wanted and didn't really actually plan out a comp. It looked a lot when AHQ was picking their champions here like they were just taking power picks down the line. Westor's going to take his Fizz, Ann is going to take the Kalista, Albus is going to take the Braum, Ziv's going to take the Darius, could have taken the Fiora, but Darius gives them a tank. Mountain, it seems like Mountain was a little bit, I guess you could say, defaulted onto the Rengar. The Elise was banned, the Rek'Sai was banned, Gragas is nerfed on this patch. I'm not too familiar with Mountain's champion pool, but he goes onto the Rengar. Now, the issue with AHQ's comp and what solidified the huge problem in their team comp here when they picked the Fizz, look at all of these champions. They have very, very little wave clear. That is an issue you subject yourself to whenever you pick Fizz in the mid lane or someone like him. Very, very low wave clear. Mountain's not going to help you wave clear on Rengar. Ziv, he can try and Q the wave, but he has to be so far up in the wave to do that he's going to get hooked. Ann on Kalista can provide wave clear if he goes the Ronan's Hurricane build, but that is his second item. He will have no wave clear until he gets that. So there's a distinct lack of wave clear on this team and a distinct lack of 5v5 team fight. This team needs to get a pick on one of the immobile carries, be it Balls or Incarnation here on the Vigar or Gangplank. They need to get a Fish, they need to get a good Rengar ult, maybe a Kalista ult into Braum stun. They need to get a pick and get to Dragons really, really quickly. They need to be at objectives before Cloud9. They need to get vision, and they need to get a pick with that vision. Because in a 5v5 team fight, there is just no contest between these two teams. There's nothing that AHQ can do in a 5v5. Now we look at Cloud9's team, and it almost directly counters AHQ's team. The Tristana was picked to presumably fast push turrets, because that's what it's used for in NA, and they don't have wave clear to defend against that. Morgana was picked. What is Rengar going to do against a Morgana? You can't gank that bot lane there if it ends up being a 2v2. Vigar is another pick I think is very safe against Rengar because you see the exclamation point, you E yourself, and you're okay. Balls is going to have a hard time against Ziv. You can just draw that conclusion here. I don't think the Gangplank matchup is favorable against Darius. You can farm with Q, but other than that, I think you're just going to get really, really bullied early on. It comes down a lot to jungle pressure. Right now, High should be making plays before level 6, before Mountain gets his ability to gank, but High has issues with pathing. So Cloud9's comp it's got really good 5v5, and they've got ways to fast push waves and fast push turrets. And HQ over here, they just don't have the wave clear. So we're going to go into the game. We're going to skip through all this. Alright, we get onto the Rift. I'm just going to... We see a particularly normal start.
be one-shot by Incarnation.
Westor's Fizz is 4-0 in their last 31 games played with a 15 KDA.
Yeah, and it's been banned 26 times.
Well,
yeah, you just hear a little bit of the stats about Westor's Fizz and how much it gets banned. So it is weird to see it left open. I feel like Cloud9 left that as a trap pick because, once again, very, very, very low wave clear.
Cloud9 wants a bit more able to predict where AHQ is going, because once you hit 11 and get ranked to ulti and ranked,
so it looks like we're gonna see. No, we're not gonna see a normal start because we've got the bot lane top side. So that means we're gonna see a lane swap. Understandable. I feel like it's better to put balls in the 2v1 instead of just leaving him do his 1v1 devices. We see what's weird is you see Mountain starting the weak side of his jungle. Typically, you're gonna want to start on the side of your jungle that you've got more people. So he would want to start bottom in most situations, but he's going to start top with Mountain. And because they're starting Wraiths, not Krugs, Cloud9 is actually going to take these away. And down here, Mountain and Ziv are going to be relegated to doing their Raptors. Now the funny thing is Cloud9 doesn't actually know that Ziv and Mountain are up there. There's no vision. So they don't know that right now Ziv and Mountain are, you know, right now, Lemon Nation should be going in and invading this red buff. Lemon Nation should be disrupting this right now. I mean, less the red buff because the level 2, but still. So here we see Albus already roaming. He misses the Q and just backs up. That's whatever. He possibly could have walked up more, but I doubt it would have achieved anything. So he just backs up. You've got them still double jungling Ziv and Mountain. Meanwhile, High is fine to do stuff by himself. So what happens now is since Sneaky knows he's alone up top and Ziv hasn't teleported up yet because the wave hasn't hit the turret, Lemon Nation actually walks from top to bottom to help High. Right here, there was a possible invade. High tried to go across because he anticipated Mountain to start his strong side, but Mountain didn't. So High got a little confused, but because he came down quick enough, no real counter jungling from Mountain. He still gets his red buff, that's fine. But that even shows that Cloud9 was expecting them to just do vertical jungling. Cloud9 was expecting Mountain to start his strong side. So probably could have gotten a little bit of more bullying out of Ziv and Mountain starting their weak side, but that's a small oversight. So we've got, this is something that I don't particularly like. I don't like just basically swapping top lane for support, top lane for AD, sending your AD to solo farm while your top gets support from the support. But it makes sense here. Balls is needing a little bit of help, and right now, I mean, Sneaky's fine. I don't think Sneaky's going to die to a Darius 1v1 on Tristana. So here, we see High moving level 3 to the mid lane. You see Incarnation walking up, trying to bait a little bit because Westor has a big wave. Incarnation shouldn't be walking up this much. And bam, Westor takes the bait. E's way too early. Could have waited for the event horizon and E'd over it. Even if he gets Q'd, he would have lost minimal health. He's got a flash 3 pop. So, easy flash for Cloud9 there. Misplay by Westor. Mountain's just off farming. Ziv's farming. So here, Ziv's getting a CS lead. The wave just hit his turret. And Sneaky was forced to back and buys a pickaxe. So Ziv is already getting a lead in this lane. You see 24 to 15. Yeah, there's another thing. Not a fan of the lane swaps where you just trade AD carry for top lane. So right now, there's a flash blown mid, which means Westor's more than likely going to be playing extremely passive. Because High should be trying to get more out of that mid lane. Incarnation's going to back. He's already got a decent amount of AP from his Q. So here's the problem with Fizz. Fizz without Flash, he's like not susceptible to ganks, but especially when he has to do stuff like that to clear the wave. It's just High should be spending, I think, more time mid, putting more pressure on Westward's Fizz. We've gone back to standard lanes here. Sneaky went bot lane because they don't want to lose too much dragon pressure, because the longer they have Sneaky top, the more like dragon pressure they lose. So Sneaky comes back bot lane, they go back to 2v2 and 1v1. Ziv's going to back here to do his first buy. There's a large CS advantage for Ziv here. And Balls is pretty far behind, but it's not really anything. Oh, Ziv doesn't actually back. He stays to bully Balls because he sees how far ahead he already is. So he wants to keep this. He wants to keep this aggression. He wants to keep this CS lead. So he's actually going to forfeit his back. Nothing exciting here. He forfeits his back to keep pressure up. High's messing around bot lane. I don't think you're going to get anything bot lane here. He's going to try for something. He's not going to find it. You've still got more aggression top lane. Like, look at that. I mean, just a Doron shield, and he's just destroying Balls. Ziv's going to... You can already tell that Ziv's going to get a really, really big lead in this game. It's just the type of player Ziv is versus the type of player that Balls is. I'm not a huge fan of Balls on the Gangplank, but we'll get more into that later in the game. So Mountain is level 5, almost level 6. High is level 5. Mountain's taking his second red buff, which I believe gets him very, very close to 6, if not 6. Westor gets that pink ward, even though he doesn't have flash, because High's not hovering mid enough, I feel. High should have been abusing that flash. High should have been putting a lot of pressure on. And here it is. He flashes to not give off the... That was a waste of an ignite. Mountain there on that gank, he actually played that really, really well. In that gank, I'm going to go back and see if we can see it again. In that gank, watch this as it comes up. He pops his ult behind turret. He flashes as soon as the exclamation point goes above Incarnation's head, he flashes. Incarnation was still in his W animation, and I mean, his E has a delay before the stun wall comes up. So that was actually really, really well played by Mountain. Easy kill picked up here. Waste of an ignite, but oh well, that doesn't matter. You get the kill. High was off starting. He was going to start blue buff for Incarnation. He should have anticipated that, I think, because you know, if your first buff is up, then Mountain's first buff is up. And that means Mountain is more than likely going to get 6. And he's going to gank the Veigar. I mean, AHQ, on and on and on and on. You always hear about people trying to get Westor ahead. Especially when he's on his tried and true Cardinal, like, his champion, Fizz. So, good gank there. Ziv's just being annoying. Getting some vision. So High is behind here pretty substantially in CS. And it's weird that Mountain, this is a point that was talked about of High's jungling not really being the best. I mean, look at Ziv. Ziv has been past this little fucking wall here. Ziv has been past this all game long. He has been sitting here, pulling Balls out from underneath the turret, and we haven't seen a single gank from High. I mean, Balls isn't the strongest right now, but he's got a Phage right here. I mean, you've got the early damage of Elysin. Granted, he doesn't have his warrior completed, but still, you could have at least tried to get the flash off of Ziv up here. Lee Sin needs to be putting down more early aggression. It is absurd to think that a Rengar gets the first jump on a game versus a Lee Sin. That is just something that should not happen. That was a pretty big issue with High's play this game. Now, we look at bottom. In contrast to top always being pushed to holy hell by Ziv, Sneaky and Lemon have been pushing this lane extremely fast. I'm going to pause here and talk about this for a second. Sneaky and Lemonation, they're on Tristana and Morgana. They can push this wave so quickly. There is no way a Callista and a Braum can deal with that. That is just an I mean, Morgana W's the wave. You put one explosive charge on one of the minions, and that's it. The wave is just gone. So you'll see here in a second that Sneaky and Lemonation have gotten a decent amount of chip damage down on this turret up here. You can't really see it right now, but they've gotten a decent amount of chip damage done on that turret. That turret's actually pretty low at this point in the game. Compared to, you know, speaking in facts that it's a 2v2 lane, it shouldn't really get chipped that much. Incarnation now is being extremely passive. He doesn't want to get ganked again. He's just gonna farm, like he can farm from halfway down the lane. Westor. So this, after the first gank, that turns this lane into a farm matchup. That is honestly what this does. The first, when Incarnation dies there, this lane now becomes a farm matchup because you can guarantee that Incarnation is not going to step up far enough to get ganked again. He's going to sacrifice Q farm and just farm from as far away with W, and Westor can't necessarily dive him right now because he'll get stunned and Primordial Bursted. So this lane is a farm matchup. Good job. It's amazing you got a kill there in the first place. That's great. But here we see Mountain tunneling on the mid lane. He's sitting behind turret right now, looking for an opportunity. Look at this. He's sitting behind turret, looking for an opportunity, but Incarnation is not. There's no way Incarnation is going to step up enough to get ganked. You're going to have to commit to a dive if you want to kill Incarnation at this point. And diving a Vigar with his E is just not smart. So here we see a huge misplay by Mountain. He pops his ult and is going to try and go for this gank. There's the thing, just puts up the stun, waste of an ult. Now, as I was saying earlier, when this first kill goes down, you take his flash, this is a farm lane. That's it. Bam. You won the lane, congrats. Fizz is going to get free farm. You're going to have to trade that for Incarnation getting free farm on Vigar. These Rengar ults need to go somewhere else. There was absolutely no reason to use his Rengar ult up there. There was no reason. I mean, look at how far back Incarnation is. He's got his E off cooldown. They don't know where high is, so committing to a dive wouldn't have worked because they don't know that like high is protected by pink ward. So that was just a really big misplay by Mountain. And Rengar ults in the early game are crucial. It had its cooldown increased a long time ago, so you can't be wasting them and stuff like that. So Mountain needs to be using his ults in a more effective way. He can't go bottom because currently Anne and Albus have done a sufficient job of pushing it back up, even though Sneaky and Lemonation backed. So he can't go down there. Besides, Black Shield, you're probably not going to get anything there unless you bait out the Black Shield and then go on the person that didn't get shielded. Here we see Sneaky and Lemon already pushing back up. But why is Mountain... Look, now we can finally see the turret health I was talking about. Look at it. It's super low. It's down to a quarter already. Why... So, we get it. Mountain cannot go bottom because, I mean, they were pushed up and Black Shield's going to be annoying for Rengar. Why isn't Mountain going top, though? Look at this. Ziv has, like, a 30 CS lead on balls. He's been bullying him and almost in a position to dive him solo multiple times. He's been doing massive amounts of damage to balls. Why not just dedicate that ult to the top lane? And yeah, maybe you get a flash. Maybe you straight up dive balls and kill him. There's no reason to go for that gank mid. No reason. So that was a big oversight. We're going to talk more about Ziv's Rengar play later on. Because look at Ziv up here, a Mountain's Rengar play. I think I said Ziv's. Ziv up here is just decimating this lane. He's just That is the lane you want to snowball now. It is amazing that you got that kill on Westor. And look, we see the turret go down bottom in a 2v2 just because of the lack of wave clear in these lanes, and it's not like Mountain can provide pressure to that lane. So big champion select error there already paying off. But if they're gonna dedicate to split push and pick, they need to be playing it correctly. Westor already has a nice advantage here. He's getting free farm. He's got that solo kill on his champion. Alright. Mess up number 2 for Mountain here. I talked about why he needs to be ganking top, but this is not the time to do it. So, look at this. Ziv goes in a little early. That's whatever. You automatically see the TP come in from Incarnation. So that is one of the problems with diving top lane. I'll give them that. You don't wanna be diving top lane when there's dual TP. But look, we'll let this play out. Ziv flashes away. Incarnation gets his TP stopped. Good job by Westor. They automatically take a dragon. Why would he dive full health balls with no ultimate when he knows TP is up and knows he just lost bot lane turret? Like, they went to dragon right after the turret anyways. So he goes up here to try and answer, but this is just a catastrophe. They're honestly lucky that Westor stopped that TP, otherwise that probably could have been a double kill there, up in the top lane. Mountain needed to dedicate his second ultimate to top lane. Back when the bot lane turret was still up. Because when the bot lane turret's still up, it's a little bit more of an issue to try and go for the dragon. So, immediately, Sneaky rotates into the mid lane and gets just a little bit of damage on the mid turret. You can already tell that Cloud9 wants to group up with this composition and push turrets as fast as possible. They've got the Vygar stun to zone out. They've got Morg binds to zone out. Good protection with the Black Shield. Low wave clear on the enemy team. This is what Cloud9 wants to be doing. This is their win condition. Their win condition is to be getting early turrets. AHQ's win condition is to be getting early picks. I mean, here we're gonna see Westor go back in a second. I think he transitions to bottom and starts split pushing. Sneaky's down there just clearing out the wave, and then he's gonna transition right back to mid lane. He's gonna clear this wave out, and he's gonna walk mid lane and want to push this turret. Westor is stuck there because Incarnation and Lemonation are applying pressure. Up here, Ziv just takes the turret on his own. Look at this lead that this guy has. Look at that. Black Cleaver, 125 CS to Fade Sheen Avarice. He went Avarice Blade out of desperation. 90 CS. Huge lead top. Should have been pushing that. Could have snowballed the game. So, we see Sneaky. He's going to push another wave. He's going to leave that wave. And he's going to go mid. We've got another just... I don't even... What was he even ulting for? What was he ulting for here? He knows... Okay, he knows Sneaky's there. Does he think he can solo kill Sneaky right here? Look at this. Okay, so I'll give him one thing. He knows that no one can be helping Sneaky, but does he honestly think he solo kills Sneaky here? I don't think he would. I think he would get ulted away, Sneaky would jump away, Sneaky has flash. I don't think that's... I don't even think that's just questionable. So Sneaky shoved that up. Westor's going to transition to the bot lane to get his split push on. I mean, he's an assassin, that's what he's going to do. Sneaky's going to rotate mid. They just gave Incarnation blue. AHQ moved their bot lane mid to try and wave clear. C9 wants to take this turret. Look, I think High's actually just going to come in too. I think they're just going to 4-man mid. Look at this. Just put that stun up. Bam. Hits and there. And this is just it. This is just bye. That's it. Like, didn't even need the balls ult, but used it anyways. Like, There's no wave clear here. There's no pressure. There's nothing they can give. Westdoor was bottom. Westdoor's still bottom right now. He's at tier 1 turret. So they're just going to take this turret. They're going to keep going. Now, instead of staying mid, AHQ knows that they have no wave clear. They have no way to defend this with and down. So Ziv just runs top lane. He's going to try and catch the wave up here. Westdoor's like, well, that's a you guys problem, and is going to keep pushing bottom. I mean, Mountain's just recalling, trying to get CDR so he can botch more ultimates. Like, they're just going to keep pushing down, going to keep chugging down mid lane. Gets another stun here, and bam. Ziv's going to come in and Q the wave and do nothing. Like, this is just ridiculous. Now here, we see AHQ, like, Westdoor, he stops taking the turret, and he's going to start coming up. This is just indecisiveness. He sees them going top, so he's like, whatever, I'm going to go back bottom. They're going to move top lane now and just take this easy outer turret. Balls already basically has it by himself. But this is just, look at the vision from Cloud9. Look at this. They've got wards here, 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 here. So, Westdoor could have had this turret 2 minutes ago, but he tried to rotate up. Stupid play. Mountain's just farming. Ziv was late on the rotation top. Honestly, if he had rotated earlier, he would have just gotten dove. So this is where AHQ's comp really starts to fall apart. Cloud9 played this pretty well with rotations, but this is a game that I feel was just won in champ select, and won by particularly poor play from Mountain. So we're just going to see, the game's going to play out like this for a little bit longer. AHQ finally realizes, hey guys, our win condition is to set up around objectives and get picks early. But look at this. Look at this. They're sitting here. They're bush camping and Dragon's not up for a minute. It's not up for 2 minutes. Why would anyone from Cloud9, no one on the map, no AHQ on the map besides Ziv, why would anyone just face check somewhere that they just recently pink warded? There's no reason for that. It's just a waste of time. So they're just gonna keep the waves pushed up. Meanwhile, AHQ's gonna try and split push to answer. Another ultimate used here. Why did he even pop this? Like, let's go back a second. Let's go back a second because I was talking. So, oh, what's my audio doing? Oh, that's wonderful. Oh no. Technical difficulties. I'm just gonna refresh the page. Technical difficulties.
That should never happen, especially because your jungler has not been paying attention to the
yeah, up here. That's his botched dive. Yeah, they're getting wrecked. Oh. I went a little bit too far. Okay, yeah, they're bush camping. 31. Okay. What did he see here? Like, what? Why is he ulting? First of all, who's he gonna catch? Second of all, he doesn't know who all's down there. He sees Sneaky. That's it. That's the only thing. The only thing he sees is Sneaky. Does he really think Sneaky's alone? He doesn't know where Morgana is. He doesn't know where Lee Sin is. That's just another wasted Rengar ultimate. And they bush camped for no reason. They have Westdoor back in mid. Westdoor should have just kept Westdoor bottom, kept Ziv top. They should 1-3-1. They should honestly just try and 1-3-1 at this point, cut their losses, get a little bit of split push pressure, because that's the only thing they have right now. They should get, right now is when they should be getting vision on Dragon. They should have been pushing up and getting vision on Dragon right now. But Cloud9's just leaving balls on wave clear duty up top, and that's it. Because Balls is the only person that's ever left alone, and he's literally just a wave clear machine, Mountain really never has an opportunity to make a good pick. And because Mountain never has an opportunity to make a good pick, there's nothing that AHQ, there's no leverage AHQ has to allow them to get vision. AHQ can't just walk up to Dragon and say, we're getting Dragon vision now. It doesn't work like that. They'll get fought. Cloud9 will fight them. and Cloud9 will win. And so Balls is just on wave clear duty. Mountain seems like he doesn't ever know what top lane is here. So Cloud9 just takes they take the Dragon Vision for free. They're going to push out mid lane. They're going to go back down. Right now AHQ needs to sacrifice the Dragon. They've got no vision. They've got no vision. They need to sacrifice the Dragon, start pushing the wave. Yeah, this is just gone. The wave wasn't in a good spot, so they're not even going to get anything here. They could have rotated top. They could have rotated top right there. They could have gone straight through this jungle, rotated top, dove Balls, and taken that tier 2. Instead, they're going to go for a lopsided 5v5 here with no Rengar ult. They're just going to lose summoners and walk away. Right there in mid lane during that dragon. I'm going to go back just a second. I think it's like right here. Yeah, they're doing dragon. Okay, you've got no wave. You can't push mid lane. You've got a wave that's right in front of tier 2. You know they all went down there. Everyone go through here into topside and either dive balls, or just he'll walk off, you take the turret. At least that way you're trading something. They won't be, like, look, you've got wave pressure down here. They won't be able to get your tier 2. They won't be able to get up to you in time. That is a free turret trade for the dragon. That is just a misappropriated rotation. They could have easily traded a turret for that dragon. It wouldn't have been preferable, but it would have been something. Instead, they get nothing for it. They're going to try and push mid lane here. You've got TP on Vigar. Like, really, really, really poor play from AHQ. We're going to skip ahead. Because this game, at this point, this game's basically over. The gold lead isn't that big. The gold lead's really not. But it's just AHQ is not playing to their comp, and they're not playing intelligently. And Cloud9 is playing a lot better than anyone really expected them to. We're going to skip forward. They still haven't, like, gotten this tier 1. He's just on wave clear duty. They finally sent Westor back to split pushing, but it's too little too late. So you've got Westor bottom, and now you've got Ziv grouping. That's not going to make the difference you need. So look at this. Westor is the person that should have been split pushing the entire time, because Westor can dive balls, and we see this here. So it's smart of them to have Westor start split pushing, but it's dumb of them to rotate Ziv off of split push. You could have had Ziv up here split pushing. You could have had Westor down here split pushing, and you could have had the other three being annoying in mid lane and just trying to not get caught. But instead, so here we see Westor, he just, bam, just straight up 100 to 0, no problem, see you later. But look at what they're doing mid lane. So instead of just having Ziv be up here pushing, they have him mid lane with Anne, Albus, and Mountain. But instead of them just, all they need to do while Westor's pushing is keep the waves up. They need to be in a safe position but show that they're there. They need to apply enough pressure that Cloud9 can't just run down mid, but don't apply too much to where you get caught. Here, they were up to the tier 1. Why were they up to the tier 1? They're not going to take this. So this is just an easy kill. Chain the CC beautifully. That's a kill. And here's the thing. When Ziv gets caught there, leave it alone. Just give up. You see Westor walking up. Westor should be taking this turret. He needs to be taking this turret. Instead, Westor's coming up through the jungle. They're going to try and salvage a fight here. Mountain goes in on Sneaky and just flashes out immediately. Anne's doing nothing. Westor flashes in to try and salvage this and kill Sneaky. Just gets Primordial Burst. And why did they take that fight? Why? There's no reason to take this fight. There's no reason at all. You go back here. You go back here. Yeah, they're pushing for no reason. They're pushing for no reason because Incarnation's going to clear this. Westor's down here. Westor dives. Yeah, we're going to see that again, blah, blah, blah. Westdoor dives. So here's the thing. Westdoor should be attacking the turret right now. Westdoor should be pushing. They should not be up this far, especially not when they're split. Look at Mountain. Mountain's down here in the red side jungle, so these three are just split from Mountain. And this is just easy. Westdoor, instead of pushing, comes up. He needs to be taking that turret. He can't be letting his teammates die here for nothing. And they try and fight. Look, Mountain ults back here. What are you going to get from this? You guys are really far behind. Just really, really poor decision making. There was no need for them to fight there. They could have dedicated to the split push, lost Ziv for a turret. I mean, that's a worth trade any day of the week. You lose Ziv, you get the turret. But instead, they end up losing a lot more here, and this just spirals the game out of control. They take Baron. And we're going to skip the replay. We don't need replays. They take Baron, and they just walk down mid. Now look at this. You just got Sneaky Baroned up on an inhibitor tower. He's got Zeke's Herald coming from... Zeke's Harbinger, sorry. Coming from Lemonation. Over here, High's just showing off some Lee Sin mechanics. Sees Mountain on the ward. Why was Mountain going for that fight, though? I mean, I guess it's a do-or-die situation at this point. He's got to do something, right? Ziv just came back. Ziv's got home guard. They had to do something, so I guess you can give him a pass there. The game's already almost over. They need to try and make a play. But he just gets destroyed. Ziv gets destroyed. And the game just... They go on to end the game right here. And just can't do anything. And ended this game. And ended this game without his run-ends. He never got the only thing that allows Kalista to be a wave clear champion. He got a second item QSS because he was so afraid of incarnation stunts. So they're just going to end the game here. Boom. Nexus goes down. Poor play from AHQ. I mean, honestly, I don't know. Like, we can check the... They have this nice little match history ability. I don't know what more to say. HQ was ahead in gold for a decent amount until a round before the second dragon. AHQ was doing well. Slight gold leads, but still it was something. It was better than nothing. I mean, this is just honestly ridiculous. Who had the gold on the team? Westdoor had 8k, Sneaky had 10, 9. Like, they were so far behind at the end of the game, but that's to be expected. Wards, damage to champions, this is just obnoxious. This game is just a total stomp, but the one thing I want to look at before I close this out, I want to look at Ann here. So Ann died once to getting incarnation stunned. One time Ann got incarnation stunned under a turret. He goes Blade of the Rune King right into a QSS. He gets QSS before he gets boots. Like, he gets QSS before Tier 2 boots. Tier 2 boots are pretty essential, I'd say, on Kalista, considering they increase your jump range. Where's the run-ends? Where's the wave clear? Get a static... You need the wave clear here. What was Albus even building? It looks like he's going towards an Aegis to try and stop the incarnation damage. This right here, Merc Treads... Yeah, he was building towards his Dead Man's Plate. Westdoor, I don't even think Westdoor had a Sheen, even though... Yeah, Westdoor didn't even have a Sheen to be split pushing. I don't understand. I don't understand really anything that AHQ did here. Westdoor needed to get a Sheen. He should have gotten a Sheen over this needlessly. And they should have had him split pushing bot lane. But they didn't play the split push correctly. They didn't play rotations correctly, and they really paid for it. Mountain was had a really nice first gank. Like, what's this, Giant's Belt into Pickaxe Longsword? I mean, what are you building, man? A Titanic Hydra? I don't understand. Just really, 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 really poor play from AHQ. I honestly think they lost the game in Champ Select because they showed that they do not know how to play split push, which is weird considering your mid laners 100% I'm going to pick it if it's up champion is Fizz, a prominent split pusher. I don't know. I really would like to see more out of AHQ for the rest of this tournament. I think Group B has a lot of opportunity to be a really good group. They've got a lot of people in this group. Like Invictus, I personally thought Invictus was going to beat Fnatic today. I was wrong. Uh, AHQ is supposed to be really good. Cloud9 is supposed to be the weakest team in this group. And, I mean, they just beat AHQ handedly. So I would like to see AHQ step up. I don't know what their problem is. They should know how to split push by now, considering not Ziv, Westor plays almost primarily, like, he just plays Fizz if it's ever up, so split pushing champion. Westor is known as an assassin. Westor also plays TF a lot. Westor's a big TF player. And so Westor knows how to split push. The team knows how to split push, and this game they just really, really, really messed up. But yeah, that was my VOD review for AHQ versus Cloud9. I will be doing a game tomorrow as well. I will be doing one game every day for as long as Worlds goes on, including quarters, semis, and finals. So stop by, see if you learn anything. That game, there weren't a lot of high quality games today, but I felt that game was one of the better ones to point out how a team really blatantly messed up. AHQ should have been snowballing the top game, the top lane. The rest of the games today were stomps, SKT stomp, EDG stomp. This game was a close second for my choice. I was going to review this game, but I don't know. I thought AHQ versus Cloud9 had a lot more stuff to talk about. Flash Wolves just misplayed late game and lost. Fnatic versus Invictus was a lot more of a stomp than people thought, and Pain Gaming versus Coup. Pain did very, very, very well in the first 10 minutes of the game. But then Coup Tigers Coup Tigers is definitely one of the strongest macro teams at this entire tournament. So I would like to see a lot more out of Pain. I think we're in for very, very exciting World Championships, and I will be doing VOD reviews every day. So stop by. I'll have a YouTube channel that I'll link at some point on my stream or something. So yeah, thanks for watching.